What is up, everybody? I'm the Retro Nerd, and welcome to another, finale episode of the Retro Nerd Plays for Gungrave. It's not the finale of the Retro Nerd Plays. No, that show will continue on. No, it's the finale to Gungrave, the PS2 kick-ass video game based off the anime and the manga. Believe it or not, made by Sega. Yeah, fucking sweet. Well, let me get into some of the little story for Gungrave. So pretty much the game takes place in an unknown city that is controlled by the Millennia organization. The city is overrun by crime and a mysterious drug known as Seed. The story follows Grave as he sets out on a course for revenge against the man who killed him, his former best friend and colleague from Millennia, Harry McDowell. So pretty much, let's see, the game opens with the young girl. Pretty much, let me get into it. So, spoiler alerts a little bit here, because I'm going to have to break into this, because you'll also see it in the video as well. Pretty much, Harry betrayed Brandon when Brandon was still alive. Brandon being Grave, beyond the grave, or just Grave for whatever guy. He's the guy that carries the big coffin for you all out there. But pretty much, Brandon was betrayed by Harry, and he was shot and killed. He was essentially the bodyguard for the crime organization Millennia, or as they call it in this one, they call it the Syndicate, because the way it gets translated over in Japan and blah blah blah, they don't really call it the Millennia organization any time in the game. They just call it the Syndicate. But anyways, Brandon was betrayed by Harry because Brandon did not want to go along with Harry by killing off the boss of the Syndicate, and so pretty much he gets shot, killed a whole bunch of they're in an elevator and he gets shot a whole bunch of times and then finally shot through the window and falls to his death, but somehow he was miraculously re-brought back to life by Dr. T, and pretty much they have the whole plan of taking down the Syndicate. But Mika, the little girl that Grave is sworn to protect, is actually the daughter of the Syndicate's boss's wife, who he was protecting as Brandon before he died. She was pregnant with her, and she grew up and pretty much essentially brought the big giant coffin with the guns and the rocket launchers and all that to Grave. So yeah. So pretty much it's a shoot 'em up style game. If you ever seen the movie Shoot 'em Up, essentially that's what all those action scenes is essentially what this game is. But this was way before that movie, so yeah. But yeah, so pretty much you just shoot up enemies and bad guys and the bosses, and that's all you do essentially in this game. You have dodges, you have the run ability, you can actually swing the coffin and hit people, and then if you gain enough beat energy and gather around, your soul will give you one demolition shot essentially. You can, as you go along, you learn all the demolition shots. Some vary. Some are just like copies of the other one. Like one's just a rocket launcher. The other one's just you spin around while that fucking big machine gun on the coffin just fires away as you spin around. Then the other one shoots 3 rockets instead of 1 rocket, and then the last one is the spin around attack again, but this time, for the second time around, you actually jump up in the air and spin around. Then you have pretty much death shots on bosses. Pretty much all you need is at least one demolition shot, and once you get the boss down to pretty much like he's only got like a little bit of life left, the skull up in the left hand corner will actually have electricity around it, and once the electricity is around it, then you know that you just have to push the demolition button and you do like a cool super overhyped like finishing move on the boss, and like pretty much just shoot the shit out of them is essentially what you do with it. Other than that, it's just a shoot 'em up game. That's all you do, just explore, go through, not much else to it. Is it a fun game? Yeah, it's a fun game. The one problem I have with it is you have to constantly hit that shoot button, and it just wears down your thumb, and when I was recording this video today and finishing it up, well, today would be Monday for you guys, but it was Sunday for me, and I was recording this, the gameplay footage to get the rest of the gameplay and all that stuff and the rest of the story for you guys. I was just mashing that button, and it just, at one point, it's during the part where I'm on the elevators and I'm going up on the elevator, I'm shooting everything around me. That's when I'm just sitting there mashing that button, because I'm like, alright, enemies are just going to be constantly going, so if I just sit here and dance around and spin around, you know, I'm just going to kill them all. So what's the point of me stopping, pressing the button and fucking, you know, waiting for the enemies to show up when they'll just show up like that, you know? So just keep pushing the button. So that's the part where my thumb starts getting tired and I'm just like, fuck, it hurts. But yeah, it's a fun game. That's the only gripe I have with it, is that one part. For Sega coming out with something like this during the PS2 era, it's pretty cool, because, you know, most people just know Sega for, oh, Sonic the Hedgehog, you know? But for them to do an anime game like this and do it really well, I give them props. I mean, it's right after, you know, probably right after the Dreamcast died on them, and they're like, well, we need to start making money to keep the company going, so we gotta make games. So they probably they're like, hey, let's do Gungrave, so why not? But that was cool. I liked it a lot. I remember playing this back when, you know, PS2 was still like out there. You know, you could go to the store and buy a PS2 brand new still. That's how long it's been since I played Gungrave, was that. Because it's a short game, and it's really easy. Probably even on the harder difficulties, it's still easy. Because all you do is just sit there and shoot. And there's like, and you hardly ever take damage too in the game, so it's like, okay, they're hitting me, but I'm not losing health, essentially. So, it's, like I said, it's just really hard for you to actually lose health in this game, so. But it's fun, fantastic game. I highly recommend picking it up. Go on eBay, probably pick it up. I think it's at least about 20 bucks. It's worth the 20, especially for the fun experience, and especially if you like anime. It's good. It's awesome. But yeah, what else do I have to say about this? Well, besides the game, I hope you're also enjoying Anime Month. I did not get to finish One Piece Pirate Warriors 3, but I will continue on with it through the following months as well. Also, same thing with Naruto Shippuden, or Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4, whatever the fuck you want to call it. The one I've been playing on Twitch, and now I had to move the Mixer because Twitch and my Xbox are having issues with each other. It's probably because of the new internet, so I started using Mixer just to get those videos going and have them up and ready for you guys. So, but yeah, so I just hope you guys are enjoying Anime Month. Yeah, I didn't get to play that much anime games. I'm sorry about that, guys. It's just Gungrave and fucking One Piece Pirate Wars and JoJo took a lot of energy out of me and stuff like that. And also the fact that Twitch and that my Xbox One not wanting to work together. Well, I mean, it connects. It's just once it loads up onto Twitch, it's really poor quality to the point where it's just fuzzy blurs. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And that's also why, like, when you watch the past Final Fantasy Fridays episode that I did, you notice that, like, pretty much like one chapter is missing. It's the one where we actually take the boat to the island that we've been heading towards the last couple episodes. Yeah, it's because when I was recording it was on Twitch, and that was when I first realized that the Twitch quality is being bad. Also, same thing with the Bob Ross episodes. That actually lost 2 missions to it, and I'm pissed off about that. So, but those don't really have any effect on the story. It's not like, oh no, we didn't get to see the OMAC mission or something like that. You know, it doesn't affect the story at all. You know, like it's just a mission that I had to go do. If you guys didn't see the OMAC mission, it's not like it's gonna not like tell you a major story point. It's just I was fighting OMACs, so there you go. But yeah, And then also on top of that, the GTA save data for Vice City. I'm just assuming I'm just going to start playing GTA 5 and get through that. And then while I'm playing the GTA 5, I'll try to figure out what I'm going to do with the Vice City, try to recover data or do something in some shape or form. And the Final Fantasy 8 data, I am working on that as well. I have already found some save data on the internet that I can probably use and go from there with that. And so that might return soon, but right now I'm having a lot of fun playing 15, so we might just keep doing 15 for a little bit more and then go back to 8. But yeah, so I highly recommend picking up Gungrave for the PS2. Get it. And there's also like a sequel, I guess, for the PS2. I've never played it, so I don't know much about it, but I want to play it and I can't wait to play it. I gotta find a copy of it somewhere, somehow. So anyways, guys, thank you for tuning in to Anime Month, and thank you for tuning in to the finale of Gungrave. This has been an episode of the Retro Nerd Plays. You know how I like to end my videos. Retro Nerd out. And, as it says at the beginning of each level of Gungrave, kick their asses.
とうとうこんなことになっちまったな。あんたが消えてからも俺はあんたがやったように組織でやってきた。俺がこれからやることは全てあんたが叩き込んでくれたこと。行くぜ。甘いぜ。甘いよ。甘いぜ。甘いよ。勝てねえのか。助かったぜ。こんな情けねえ姿の男が舎弟だとは思い出したくもねえだろ。恩の代わりにせめて倒そうと思ったが何も返せなかったな。すまねえ。
ブランドン。どこまでも行こうぜブランドン。薄暗いあの場所なんか見えなくなるくらいにな。力が欲しいな。そのための自由で大きな力が。
ブランドン、私の組織が調和の時代を迎えた。私の望んでいた形だ。これからはゆっくりと生きたいものだ。マリアと腹の娘のためにもな。
ブランドン、私たちは汚れた場所で育ったけど、この子には普通の世界で生きてほしい。この子の世界を守ってほしい。ありがとう。
ブランドン、ボスをやろう。あるものを手に入れた。この町すべてを手にできるすげえものだ。いいか、これはチャンスだ。今やらなきゃ俺たちは上に行けねえ。それにマリアもお前のものだ。なんて臆病者だ。失望したぜブランドン。誰よりも上に立たなきゃいけねえんだよ。お前だけは分かってくれると思ったが。落ちろブランドン、元の薄暗い場所へ。お前にはお似合いのグレイブだ。 ようブランドン。相変わらずせっかちだな。久しぶりに二人っきりになれたってのに。二人で何でもやったな。見ろ、俺たちは世界の頂点に立っている。何でも自由だ。好きに奪えて好きに与えられる。夢が叶ったんだぜなあ、ブランドン。お前死んでたんだっけな。忘れてたよ。そうだ、大事な人を紹介し忘れていた。ボスだ。死んだってのは嘘でね。時代に合わせてちょっと変わってもらったんだ。お前に会いたがってたぜ。楽しんでこい、ブランドン。 たか。やれよブランドン、今度はお前の番だ。さあ